It is Hit the Floor Season 4, Episode 5, and oh my gosh, Buzzers, there is so much to talk about, but the most important part is that your world champion, Hit the Floor Season 4, Chubby Bunny winner is in the house. I'm talking Tiffany Hines, so stay tuned. It's all going down right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What? Bitch, you been con. Bentley tints on. Fendi tints on. I mean, I've been on.
Special guest, and we do it just for you. Breaking it down here, I'm Alikona Bradford with an amazing panel. We got DeShaude on the ones and twos.
Hi.
Right? And then what?
Evil Eve in the house,
Hey.
y'all. Tiffany Hines, what's up?
And of course, my lovely lady Felicia Michelle.
Hello.
And oh my goodness, there is so much to talk about. We were just saying that this episode was one of the best because so much is just packed in.
So much.
But of course, you in the chat room, you guys know you are the host of the show as well. So join in the chat on YouTube using hashtag ABTVHTF. See what you got to say. But right now it is time for hashtag Who I Love to Hate. I'm going to let you guys go first. I always have to start on that end of the table.
Who I love. It's so awkward to like the person who you've picked for several weeks to be sitting and with the eyes. Oh my gosh, give me the eyes. About who I love to hate this episode. I'm gonna just pick Jamie because I'm scared. Just gonna pick Jamie for being messy and telling the press about the relationship. Just
Good,
being
good for you.
messy.
That's a good pick. I like that pick.
Okay.
I'm actually really proud of that pick because guess who I choose?
Who?
Jamie. Because let me just say, poor little Pax, poor little baby Pax,
Right?
honey, she just keeps on,
Right?
treating you wrong,
Chew him
honey.
up and spit him out.
Just chewing him up and spitting him out.
Right.
Sad.
Sad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, definitely. Usually I do give you the honor, the crown. But it has to go to Jamie when she's, and I quote, "What gross well you dip your bucket in is none of my business." She called London a gross well.
She did.
Come on now. So it goes to Jamie. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I still hate her.
You know what's funny is I thought everyone was going to pick Eve, so I was like, I'll pick Jamie because I don't think anybody is going to pick Jamie.
Is everyone scared to pick me right now because I'm here?
Right?
A little bit.
Right? Might get like a stiletto in the side of my temple or something, so we're just going to go with Jamie. But I have two different quotes that I really liked. One is, it's totally irrelevant to hating her, but when she got her little bag of swag, and she's like, I sure as hell am going to sell it on Craigslist.
She did say that.
Petty.
But the other thing I want to say, you said because she got the reporter in on everything. But what I can appreciate about her and why I love to hate her is because after she did all that, she walked up to Derrick and she said all these things and she's like, I'm endgame. And I was like, you manifest that, girl. You just put it into the universe.
You put it into the universe, but it ain't gonna happen.
I think it's just like Jedi mind tricking him. Like, this is what you want, FYI.
She's like, and I see my window. Hey.
Right?
Bye, London.
Right? Right?
Yeah, someone put a big old boot through that window, and that's how she got her chance. Nice stiletto went boom right through it.
So what is the chat saying?
First off, they get it popping like way before we even get there. They're hilarious. So let me see what we got here. Oh, hashtag couch hopping Jamie. Elena. Yeah, so Jamie. Oh, Derrick's not looking her way. Yeah,
Right.
basically Jamie. They picked Jamie.
Thank
This
you.
is unanimous.
You guys-
all
thank
of
you
them.
guys.
Are on the
Thank you.
same page.
So I have a totally...
Or y'all are all scared of
London was about to tell
Tiffany.
Derrick something, but Jamie screwed it up. Random girl, you got that right.
I have a random aesthetic observation.
Oh, okay.
Did Derrick like manscape his brows this episode? I felt like they were a little bit more arched.
I don't know. I didn't
I
notice.
didn't
Did
notice.
not-
I didn't
Oh.
I feel like McKinley's brows are always on fleek, but
Okay.
that might just be me.
It's like, anyways, okay. So now it's time for hashtag clapback. So who had the best clapback?
My notes.
Okay, go ahead, girl.
No, there was
I believe it might have been Derrick when he said, and can I quote it? Hold on.
I think we
He
got the same
was
one.
like, you need a shrink to get over the fact that your mama and your daddy chose the hellmouth over you. I'm not gonna lie, in the scene, it kind of hurt. I was like, ooh, that hurt mama deep down inside. Like, what you trying to say? Yeah, it was hard.
I like it. That was a good moment.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
I was gonna say where you dip your well, but that's not really like I liked when London and Jamie were in the bathroom and she was like, well, if you could focus on your own life, like she just read her like this whole episode, but you know, Jamie had like kind of like her own thing on, like you can read me if you want to. This is the way they read each other. I laugh so hard every week. I know it's so bad to like a girl fight, but theirs is just. And it was a dance to go with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Remember
always
that
pop
hitch
like
kick
that.
to her face?
Yes. Well, no, actually, when she told her to watch her step, I was like, she gonna trip her. She's gonna, you know, what is that? Is it Tanya? Was it Tanya Harding?
Yeah.
Take her out.
Oh my goodness. What about you, DeShaude?
My clapback, it was close. It was almost a Jamie one, but because my love to hate is here for so long, somebody finally clapped back on her. I'm gonna try to be bold, but I'm still scared right now.
It's fine. I want to look you in the eye.
It was when Derricks said, you had a good quote, everyone who comes here leaves their soul outside, but Derricks said, and here you are wiping your feet on the welcome mat. I said,
Oops.
Get a pop.
Derrick did that. He did that. He did that.
Okay, so my clapbacks are not as dramatic. They were more like LOL moments, but I just squeezed them into the clapback category because I wanted to say them out loud. So one was from Lionel, and she said, Nancy, you're on the job because you're queening out right now.
Right.
That was hilarious.
That was one.
And there was something about the gay. Like,
And she
what'd
was like,
say? She was like,
Nancy, do to find your gaydar.
yeah.
Or like your gay gene or
And while
something.
she goes, Google something because and
Oh,
she
yeah,
goes,
no, the color.
and also Google Nancy Drew
Right.
to find your gay.
Yes, that's it.
And then my other one was from Kyle. And when Pax is whining about his whole thing, and he's like, I'm just gonna, first of all, we'll talk about this later, but I was like, really? You're just gonna walk up to the commissioner and be like, bro, I didn't know she was married, so let's squash this, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, Kyle's like, just send him an edible arrangement.
Yes.
And then she said something about, give me the license plate to the turnip truck you fell
Fell
off.
off of.
Yeah.
And can I just say one more? I know we're just supposed to pick one,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's one moment that Lionel had all the lines
Yeah, she
did.
in this episode, but when she was like, she rides like a dream.
Yeah.
Oh, the things we shared.
That
was
a good
pretty
one.
great, too.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so chat, it's their turn. What's their clapback moment?
So Real Talk 1411 is Jamie's clap back to London. What is this? A queen without a king?
Oops.
I forgot about that.
Okay. But London had a good clap back to that when she said, seems like everything you want, I have.
Yeah.
Ahem.
Okay.
Look, you gotta pop to Real Talk 1411. I just read what they write. I just read. I love you too.
But wait, hold on. I do want to talk about London. Let's talk about London. Let's get into Derrick and that whole situation because they were really starting to get somewhere, and she was starting to get all vulnerable, and then all of a sudden she was talking about like his mess to clean up, and I was like, ooh, that's probably not a very nice thing to say to a media outlet.
But I can kind of understand where she's coming from and what she's been through. Like,
She's been through a lot.
She's been through a lot, and I would probably do the same thing, even if I was like, "Oh, I want a Derrick,"
But
but
hold on.
I can't.
Skirt. Got to tap the brakes.
All right, pull this car over.
Because okay, so here's the thing. Like, if you want to squash it, you can squash it, but you don't have to do it in a way to where you're putting somebody else down in order to do that. So she could have said no. She could have said something along the lines like, you know, he's still getting over his ex or whatever the heck, or he's focusing on the game and I got a career too. But to sit there and call him a mess after he's dealt with all he's dealt with in media too.
But at the same time, this woman has been dragged through the mud. She's been dragged through the press on late night talk shows. So she almost didn't become a part of the Devils because of that. So she's very sensitive. So I could see if the press did come at her that way, she, like, the very first thing she's gonna think of is
Reflex.
come up with let's come up with whatever I need to say so that I can make this not happen, so that this doesn't happen to me again. She's very vulnerable, and she's very damaged from it. So I think she was thinking about self-preservation at that point.
Right.
Like a fight or flight type of thing. Because even the
she fought.
headline called her Black Widow, which I was like, that was harsh.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that homeboy, the pastor, Terrence J, shout out to you, he knew he was married. I wouldn't call her
Right.
Black
Right.
Widow, but they said that about her. That's a strong, poor London.
But okay, then going back to the fact that they had a conversation later on, he's willing to be publicly like kissing her, and I'm sure that the pastor was not. And then he's saying like, I have no problem with this. Like, why not? Like, let's be public. At that moment, A, she should have been like, oops, I accidentally said this. FYI, we can fix this. And B, okay, like I'm scared. Let's talk about it. But instead of, she was just like, no, I'm done. We're good. So I'm like, you just like thrusted him right at what's her bucket.
Yeah, I don't think
Chest
London's in a
pass.
good place at this moment to be really pulling her own in a relationship. It takes two, and I think she's kind of damaged. Maybe she needs some therapy. I don't know.
But that's why I say I think she made the right decision. Not the best way to go about it, but I think she made the right decision not to go down that Derrick path because, like you said, she's damaged and she has a lot that she's still trying to heal from, and she don't need to be in a relationship. And that's why I was like, oh, please don't run back to him right now. Even if it is raining and it would be really romantic,
Right.
don't run back to him right now. girl.
And
Don't
Jamie's
do it.
like, yay.
right. She's like,
Yeah.
So in the chat, they're saying that they think that she might still be in love with the pastor. Like she might not be over that
okay.
relationship and be ready to move into another one. What I'm thinking is Derrick really the prize because they want Derrick, or is Derrick the prize because he's the prize for the competition? Who is the it girl?
And in my opinion, I think both of the girls like him for a different reason. Like Jamie and London. Like London, they have chemistry, they have a connection. Jamie sees him as he's this great man. He's great at what he does, and she's like, I'm a queen. I want to be with a king.
Right.
You know what I mean? She sees that he's a king. So they're drawn, both of the women are drawn to this man for different reasons, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
how interesting. Would you happen to know?
I wish I could tell you, but I love my job. Hi, James LaRosa. Hi. Not saying anything that I shouldn't say. Love you, boss.
I will say, though, I was a little disappointed in Derrick because of the fact that after London had said, you know what, I'm good, I'm done, and his response was, okay, you're done? There's not really much left to say, so bye. And I was like, dude, like, you're not going to fight for her or nothing? You're just going to lay down?
I mean,
Okay.
we have to still remember, too, that Derrick is damaged as well. I mean, he had this amazing relationship with Ahsha. They, made it over all these hurdles, got married even, and then, she had the abortion. She, hurt him in a way. They ended up getting divorced. A year and a half has gone by, but still, they loved each other. So, even though he has this attraction to London, he's still damaged too,
You know what? You just keep on bringing up all these good points. I'm just gonna.
We're just all damaged, guys.
Okay, cool. Well, you're talking about relationships. There's another big relationship I want to talk about, and that's #nude.
Team nude.
I think we all thought they were going to eventually end up together, but I do like the way that it played out because obviously people are being coy with each other. And I think it was you that had said, because I was talking about, I don't know if his intentions are genuine as far as Noah, like, is he really trying to get a story? And you were like, no, I think he really likes him. And you were so right.
She was so right, girl. She was right.
It was so cute. And as soon as I saw the rain, I was like, yes, any romantic moment needs to have rain.
Yeah,
it just
Notebook.
should. Yes.
It was so Notebook, guys.
It was so
If
Notebook.
you've never kissed in the rain, put it on your bucket list.
Yes.
It's on
amazing.
mine.
Yeah.
I know it is. I haven't found that man yet, but if you out there, I would like to kiss you in the rain because that looks so good.
Her number is 555-326. No, just kidding. But I have to say one of the quotes, because I really do I always say I appreciate the writing so much in this because everything is clever, from the jokes to the actual just moments of letting it out, And so I've always liked Jodie Lynn O'Keefe as the fag hag, if you will.
She's so good.
She's so amazing. Lionel's great. And she's always, in her own way, checking Jude. Like, this is a simple answer. You know it's a simple answer, but I'll trick you into answering your own problem, right?
Like when they're sitting there
Yes,
at
exactly.
the Disney's.
Exactly. And so I love that he said, she was like, be brave enough to hold on. And then he went out there and he's like, I'm scared. What? I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I'm so scared.
Or is he scarred?
He's scarred.
He's scared.
And he says, I'm not brave like you. I want to be brave.
And the thing is what's beautiful about it is that Jude has also been damaged, right?
Right.
So we have all of these characters that have been through so much over 3 seasons. And Jude, proposed to Zero. He got shut down. And so, and shout out to Christian Cordolo because this performance for me, I like the chemistry between the two actors is so amazing. And when he just pushes him, just pushes him to be brave, as you say, and I feel like Jodie's character Lionel as well. He has these 2 people in his life. He's so scared. He doesn't want to put himself out there, but he has these 2 people in his life. They're pushing him to do that, and it was just really beautiful to see. And it was in the rain.
It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And I was team Noah doesn't have good intentions.
Yeah.
He's snaking. He's on his Eve.
Right.
But watching that scene, I was.
Yeah.
My inner gay was so happy.
Well, and I will say this. I really enjoy the fact that this is a relationship and it's truly a relationship. It's not strictly just about the sex, because a lot of times there's that whole stereotype, and you even hear like gay boys talk about the fact like you got 2 men, and like when 2 men have a relationship, like if it's longer than a week, you're like what? Because that's just, and again, it's a stereotype. So I like that this is not perpetuating a stereotype, and it's really delving into the emotions, and you can see 2 people that are struggling with their own internal issues, but trying to fight through it to be together because they truly have what they feel is a deep connection.
And the best relationships, in my opinion, if I could just find one, is when
you put it out there, girl.
It's on the universe.
Put that in the universe. Thank you, universe.
Do it, Jamie, and manifest
that. But the best relationships are when you're with somebody that pushes you to be better, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what's so beautiful, in my opinion, about Nude, is because Noah is really pushing him to get outside his comfort zone to really be better as a person.
But what I respect about Noah as well, he pushes, but when he sees that there's resistance or nervousness, he's like, you know what? I'm going to let
back
you
off.
Yes.
be comfortable, and when you're ready, you'll come back to me in the rain and kiss me on my lips.
The whole moment is just like, I feel like, well, it was multiple climaxes in this episode, and that is one of them.
Literally.
To me, like there was multiple. Hit the floor how they do, but we love it. No, and it wasn't just a moment where he like fell back in love with Noah. It was like almost like something clicked in his head, and he accepted himself. It wasn't just about Nude, which I love. Well, it's not just about Team Nude. It was about Jude really just being comfortable and being like, he went out there soaking wet. Like, who wants to go anywhere soaking wet? Like, if my feet get wet, I want to go home.
15 minutes before he's supposed to be on stage,
Right.
too.
Yes, he risked it all for love and to be brave and to just like step into himself. So I'll say what I have to say after for predictions, but I'm loving Jude. Maybe Jude 2.0.
Did you see the residual from him being brave and connecting with Noah? He stood up to the commissioner.
Yes.
He was on a roll
Multiple
backstage
things.
and soaking wet. I said,
Came after my ass.
They were like the Avengers of the devils, like against you. Were you? Is it Thanos?
It was, by the way, that shot at the very end. I don't know if y'all remember, but it's all the OGs.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the OGs, and I'm literally standing there, and we're setting up for this shot. And by the way, shout out to George. He directed this episode. It was amazing. But he was like, and we're gonna have everyone standing here, and then Eve, you're right here. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like looking at everyone staring at me, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be hard. Like,
I'm losing now.
Yeah, I have all my secrets are out in the open, and now all the OGs are staring and glaring at my friends are staring across me and glaring at me, and I have to be like,
Be brave.
And that could be a clapback too, actually.
Silent clapback.
You bring your worst,
That was a good one.
and I'll bring mine.
That was a good one.
I do want to talk about Eve though, because a lot was going on at the beginning of the episode. Was nice because we got to see her and German have these little intimate moments. Of course, obviously, he's probably got his own internal dialogue going on as this is happening.
I can't tell mama.
Right? But how hard would it be to be in that position? Because obviously at this point he has real feelings for her.
Yeah.
And she's starting to open up to him about her childhood and about not having the relationship she wanted to and this, that, and the third. But not you.
Right.
You know? And he's like,
good.
yeah.
So, like, my struggle was with Eve. With any time that as an actor, if you have a villain, you can just be a villain all the time, but that's not going to be interesting.
No.
You need to be able to find the humanity in it. So for me, we don't get the scripts very much in advance. So at first I was like, oh, and I have a love interest and she's a woman and that's fine. And then all of a sudden, James throws in this other, love interest. And I'm like, oh, so wait, now she's like German. And so for me as an actress, I was kind of like, okay, she fell for Lionel, but now she's done so many terrible things. So many. Everyone is going to hate me. Like, I have to find this way to make her human and to show her vulnerability, to make her be realistic.
Right.
So when the German storyline came in, I was kind of like, oh, this is actually kind of really beautiful. Shout out to our writers, because you've seen her do so many terrible things, and the one person that she should be going after is the person that she has a connection with and is falling for.
Right.
And she has no idea.
And she believes he's the most innocent one.
Yes.
at that.
Out of everyone, like, I'm so sorry that Raquel, threw you under the bus like that. And, all this happened to you and, with my family. And, if anything, we're on the same team.
So wait, did you know now, because you're just revealed that you knew about the Lionel connection, but didn't find out till later on, obviously reading the script, that this thing happened with German. Going into this season, were you aware that you were going to be the big bad? Or was it like, as things happen, you're like, oh, I do this? Oh, shit, I do this?
So basically what happened was James LaRosa was like, okay, you are Eve. But here's 3 seasons of material that I'm going to need you to watch, because this is literally your backstory. So, a lot of times as an actor, we create our own backstory. Yeah. But in this case, it was like, oh, and
I get to watch it.
3 days in my bedroom. Boom. And I literally, over 3 days, just watched all 3 seasons. And it was my backstory played out in front of me, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, so I knew coming in, okay, Eve has this vendetta. I see why. I see, based off of this first script, we get 2 at a time. So I had originally episode 401 and 402. So I was like, oh, and I think 402 ends, because we shoot at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So if 402 ends with cheers, Pete, or whatever. So, I was like, oh. So, it was literally I read it, and I kind of sort of got it. But then after I watched all the episodes, I was like...
It really locked it in for you.
It really locked,
Eve was and her
who she was,
motivation.
why I was doing what I was doing, and why it was important, and why it was so important to her, know. So yeah, it was really interesting that way.
Yeah.
I was really lucky that way.
Yeah. Well, going back to the episode, though, Eve really, really thought that she had gotten Kyle on her side after that conversation. I'm about to offer you all these things. Do you think that she was super shocked to find out that Kyle told?
I do, and here's why. Because Eve, the one thing she's good at is looking at people and seeing who they are. She sees their strengths. She sees their weaknesses. She knows how to make them an ally, or she knows how to, make them pay if she needs to. She knows where she needs to go and maneuver. She's very intelligent. So I think that Eve really, really thought, there was that scene of Eve and Kyle walking down the hallway where she was like, I never got to make a stake in it like your mama did. You know, she knows the dancers are important to Kyle. She knows that, you know, Eve just wants a stake in the dance team like Olivia had. And so she really thought, you know, but at the end of the day, Kyle's loyalty is always going to be the devil's. Those people are her friends. And, you know, Eve misstepped in that sense, I guess.
She has like an air to her where she has like this confidence level. I mean, she gets it from her mom, obviously. So I was like, she really believes that. When I was watching, I was like, dang, Kyle, don't do it. Because, Kyle is not necessarily materialistic, but she's very ambitious toward getting towards a money
And
goal.
she did make her think.
She did.
Like, she didn't go, no, bitch, like, I'm not doing that. She was like,
You saw that look.
she was like, do I want to do this?
Yeah.
And so, you know, Eve kind of knew that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, I guess, me personally, we love to hate Eve, is because it's not because she's just evil and all vindictive. She's smart.
Yeah.
Like, she knows what she's doing. And when that scene was playing through with Kyle, I was like, she got her. She got her. Bye,
She
Kyle.
like a cockroach, y'all. She ain't trying to go down. She gon'
I was actually surprised that Kyle had held that information for so long, because the fact that I thought she was just coming at her to talk about recent events, but when she started talking about Jesse and how she called and found out that and all these things, I was like, how long have you been holding on to these secrets?
Do you not? Okay, so first season, or the first episode, she says to, who did she say it to? She says to Lionel, I like to do research, right? So we already know that Eve likes to do research. And then when she went into German's office, was that third episode? She says, she does a quote from a book, and she said, sometimes it's not the things we know, but when we use it.
That's
So Eve, just because she has information doesn't mean she's always going to use it right away.
Yep.
Like, for example, last week, episode 4, right? She knew the information about PAX, but she didn't use it until she had to. She didn't use it until she was at dinner and she with the commissioner, and she realized, like, oh, he trying to get rid of me? Oh, honey, it's not me you can't trust. It's the woman at home. Then she came out with it. She was gonna hold on to that until she needed it.
Yeah.
He was like telling her he was trying to get rid of her, so she came forward with it.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up, because now I have a question for our co-host at home, and I have a question for our host here at the panel. Usually, the roles are reversed when I ask this question, but it'll be a situation where a guy cheats on a girl, and the girlfriend is so pissed off at the girl he's cheating with versus the dude, and you're like, it takes two. And he's the one in the relationship. He's the one that you were supposed to trust. And he's the one that is supposed to, if someone does hit on him, be like, I'm taken. So, going into our relationship, why are you laughing at me?
I don't, because I'm not in a relationship, but this is like very loaded question I feel coming my way.
Well, okay. Well, no, so I just want to say, in regards to the commissioner, the fact that he is so hard up for PAX, and he's like, I'm gonna make sure you never work again, and da-da-da-da. I'm like, yo,
he
bro.
seems totally cool with the wife, right?
Right.
They were like talking to somebody, and he was like, yeah, turning.
Said nothing to her. Nothing to her.
Not even about the money, 20 bands.
Right? Like, that's his money, probably.
Right. Right.
And then wouldn't you check yourself? Because I'd be feeling a little depressed if my woman was like paying somebody else
I guess
for
he
it.
must love her. That's all I got to say.
Or
Because
she
if
must
that
have
was,
something on him.
There we go.
I will say this: if that was my man, I'd be like, first of all, you owe me 20 G's.
Step one.
Step one. And second of all, you sleeping on the couch.
No, you're getting out.
I'm talking
For
about the
the
curb.
next, in the other house.
There we go.
Not the house in Malibu.
In the guest house.
Yeah, the guest house out back for, I don't know, 2 years.
Really? Because I'd be like, you done, but we're going to get divorced. Make sure you didn't sign the prenup, because I'm taking half your money. And besides, even if we did sign a prenup, I'm pretty sure that's exempt if someone cheats.
Get him, Allie. Get out.
That's
But
what
do you
Samantha
want your
says,
dirty
probably no
laundry?
prenup.
Aired?
You know what? Here's my thought. Men care about money. I'm going to get you where it hurts. So you can
want
run
that
off
front page
Hell
on
yeah.
the Times. Okay.
Any
I'm not mad at
any
that.
press is good press. I'm about to be a reality TV star, get my own show, and a biopic.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Booked.
See?
Well, that's what they're saying in the chat, that he probably doesn't have a prenuptial agreement, so that's why he's not.
She could take everything.
But if you're a smart man, you can make that fortune back. If you have that much confidence, give her half, whatever. You can make more. That's what I'm just saying.
I'm not
Advice
giving
from
anybody
Alec.
half
Wisdom
of
from
anything.
Alec.
I'm not giving you half of anything that I made
Yes,
without
Felicia.
you. I'm so sorry to disappoint. No, absolutely
But
not.
no, but legitimately
That's not even
though,
the punchline.
I mean, I saw this in a movie, so it could be wrong. Cameron Diaz could have lied, but I'm pretty sure that if you sign a prenup, if the person you signed for or with or whatever, if they cheat on you, that like throws everything out the window, and they still get half, right?
It depends on what's in the
It
prenup.
depends.
Yeah.
You have,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
if you got a good lawyer and they put that in there, which I will.
Yeah,
I
hello.
got that from
Future
the,
husband, just
Okay.
FYI.
I mean, I got my facts from what happens in Vegas with Ashton Kutcher and Cameron Diaz, so I wouldn't trust me.
No, because Catherine Zeta-Jones had that when she married Michael Douglas. She had a cheating clause in their prenuptial agreement that would provide her a certain amount of money if he cheated in X amount of years, and it is it's a template for how I'm going to move forward with my marriage.
Yeah.
Oh, I've already copied and pasted
Amen.
it.
Right?
Yep, it's
Right?
done. Happening.
All right, guys, it's time for one of my favorite parts of this show. It's called Dance Off, Pants Off. So we got to get that music queued up. Sorry to put you on the spot to my engineer, because he's probably like, get my song. So while the song is getting prepared, just, in your mind,
While Felicia stretches.
envision the dance. Get ready.
The chest dance.
The chest dance.
Which
Well, we
is
gotta get some beats going here.
Oh, you know what? I am so slow. Everything goes over my head. It was chess. I was like, oh yeah, black and white. Okay.
Oh my god.
You're like, is this a Michael Jackson video? What?
I like these colors.
I just was like, okay, that's the color palette. Cool.
Wow.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, so I think
You guys could've
we
told
don't.
me.
I don't know why, but we don't have music, so I'll beatbox for you
Oh
guys.
yes, this is
And we're
even
gonna
better.
start with Ashley. Not Ashley. I'm so sorry. I did that before. We're gonna start with Felicia, and I'm gonna you can ficky, and I'll just spit all over the mic.
Oh,
okay. Ready?
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Didn't they do like?
Bow wow.
Yes, leg.
Yes, kick.
All
Ow.
right, I'll hurt myself.
Hold the
You
muscle.
gotta stretch before you do that, girl.
I told you I was not the dancer. It's this side of the table. You cannot expect much from me.
You did tell me that.
Okay. So now it's your turn. I'm gonna drop a beat. You gotta give me some extra sounds in there.
All right, I got you.
All right, ready?
All right.
5. Huh? What? Yeah, sure. That's what.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Do you need? Okay,
There it is.
Okay. What's your move? What's your move from this dance?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with Tiana's.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Jamie's.
Yeah.
It was like a hand thing that was happening. I was really loving
Yeah.
it.
I feel like, ooh, don't mess up my foundation. Do I have to touch my face?
It was like this slow.
Can I shout on my face?
Slow.
What's your move?
Dang it, that was mine. I'm gonna go with my backup when either Jamie or London got picked up. So pick me up real quick and just
That was mine.
walk me across the studio. Just
Look at me. Look at me.
Okay. Well, that's great because I was gonna use you for my move too. Cool.
teamwork. Teamwork.
Yeah.
Come on, you ready?
Look, the only thing you gotta do is look at the camera and look cute, okay? But turn your hips towards me a little bit.
My hips. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Turn your booty towards me.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, there was that love.
Okay. That's my move, y'all.
Oh, I'm
I wish we
dead.
had a video with our co-hosts in the chat room because I want to see y'all's dance moves too.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's my favorite part. It's my least and my most and least favorite part. Oh,
You love
Felicia, what
it.
you at?
I did my dance. I did it. Guess what my leg
I
went
like-
out? I
look.
pulled something. I'm hurt. I have to go to urgent care after this.
Not urgent care. Medic.
Okay, so we have we like to do our guest interview at this point, but we also do have some news and gossip queued up, so we'll have that in there. I don't know if you guys have questions because I feel like my questions are going to go along with the pictures.
Oh, wait, this is one question I've been dying to ask. Lovely Miss Tiffany. And I've asked this to other guests we've had, but especially for you, because you play such an evil character. So it's interesting to watch someone be this villain, and I was asked, what is it like being such an evil person in contrast to who you really are? As because meeting you, talking with you, laughing with you, watching the episode, you're so humble and fun and just sweet. And then we turn this episode on, and I'm like, God, I hate her.
I have no idea how she lives in me, but somehow this bitch is in there, and I get so much glee. I don't know if it's because I never let her out or what, but it's so much fun. I mean, that is what is beautiful about being an actor. You know what I mean? Like, you get to go in and be so different from who you are, and it's almost like you're a little kid again, and you're playing make-believe, you know? Like, that's what we do. I get paid to make believe. So, and when I when I am given this amazing material that, like, you know, my writers and James LaRosa have been able to give me, it's just like, it's like being in a candy store. It's amazing. It's an amazing experience, and it's a lot of fun to play.
You know, to piggyback that, are there ever any scenes that you read it on the paper, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm so nervous for this day, and then you show up and you're like, oh my God, I'm so nervous? Because you've been doing this for such a long time, so I wonder if that happens still.
I've been doing this for 14 years almost. And, you know, most of the time I try to, I'm a Virgo perfectionist, so I do a lot of prep work ahead of time, you know, but I would say I usually get most nervous for love scenes. Because love scenes are never as hot as they look. Okay. You come in and there are like 80 people in a room, you know, it's hot with the lights, and, you know, like, I will never forget when Jody and I had ours, and, like, it was written, you know, she unbuttons her shirt, and we were trying to do, like, 2 takes in, and I'm fighting with these buttons, and I'm like, these damn buttons, and, like, I'm trying to make it hot, but then, like, and, like, at one point I was just like, and I'm ripping, sorry wardrobe, but I'm ripping this shirt off because I cannot do this button thing, and I was very happy when I saw the footage that it looked very hot, because I was like, I have no idea if that came out the way I wanted it to come out, like, you know. But yeah, love scenes are tricky.
There is this one time, I'll let you ask your question, but I just have to add on to that really quick. So there was this one time, I've worked, you know, in front of the camera, but also behind the camera. I've done a lot of makeup, and there was one and only time I've had to do makeup for a love scene. And it's like the most weirdest thing, because it was one of those, like, the girl had to put on like a maxi pad on her area, and he put on a sock on his area, and they just went for it. And they're like, okay, he needs like more sweat on his butt. And I was like, oh, is that me? Like, oh,
Am I cute?
I had this like glycerin spray, right? And I'm like, I feel like am I okay? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like,
That's a professional right there.
tap, 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 tap. Okay. Oh my God, I don't ever want to do this again.
Guys,
Oh, man, I was
anytime
gonna
you see
call
a
you for my
love
love
scene,
scene.
it is not as glamorous as you think. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you right now.
So what about you? Questions?
I'm gonna say this before this girl bursts. The random girl says, question for you. How do you feel about being my second girl idol? Your second girl idol. So she picks
Why am I not your first?
She picks someone asked her why. She picks Logan as Yelena as her first girl idol, and so you are second.
I
because
love that.
yeah.
First of all, I love Logan.
Yes.
We are all such a tight cast, and I am good friends with Logan. So I let her have number 1 first off. And thank you so much. That's such an honor.
It's actually her birthday at the end of the month.
What?
So we want to wish her happy early birthday.
Random
Happy birthday, girl.
I know, random girl. You're not random. I know so much stuff about you. Like, I feel like we know each other. Like,
Is she a Leo? I like me some Leos.
oh no, Dominique's a Virgo.
Oh,
so.
Dominique.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Dominique, you a Virgo? Virgo's in the house. I love that.
So, my question for you was, who is your favorite character on Hit the Floor? Because now that you've all caught up, because the entire series is your background story, so you've seen every episode. Yeah. So, who is your favorite character? You can give me. So you want to pick one. Pick a newbie and then an OG.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that made it easier.
It did. Okay, wait. How this is actually kind of hard. Oh, wow, I love all our characters. OG, I'm gonna have to go with Kyle.
Oh yeah.
And because Kat's my best friend. Come on, y'all. Because no matter what the drama is going on in any season, any episode, there is always a funny one-liner that will have you weak.
With that southern
That
twang.
Mississippi accent that just
What
gets you.
turnip truck did you come off of?
Yeah,
love it.
exactly. Newbies. Okay, let's see. I mean, me. No, I'm just kidding.
It's such an
Wait,
Eve
no,
response.
let me. I told you she in there somewhere. Let's see. I really like Christian's character Noah, just because I'm so on the bandwagon for this nude relationship. I'm team nude all the way, guys. I mean, that kiss in the rain, if it didn't get you, then I don't. Do you have a steel heart? Like, I don't know. Like, it was kind of one of those moments.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a favorite. And also, I'm scared of you. So if I pick you, then
Like, and
The
I'm
eyes
sitting
are-
right next to her,
listen.
so she's like,
listen,
she
the
gonna
eyes
jump up on
are.
this table.
That's one of the things that we talked about before. Before you came on, we were talking with James. I was like, it's her eyes that really like boom. It's traps you, and then you're scared, and then you're like, she's so beautiful, but she's so scary.
I don't know. And Logan also has light eyes, so I don't know if this is a James thing where he just thinks that people with light eyes are just evil. James.
No, you both have
Well,
beautiful
he is coming
eyes.
on for the last episode,
No,
right?
he already came.
Oh no, he's.
Because you guys have an event for the last episode,
Oh, okay,
so
okay,
unfortunately we won't have guests for the season.
I was gonna say
But
he
he was here with.
ask him that.
He
What
was
is-
here with German. Oh, I'm sorry. You did your homework? Because I could swear you said you did your homework.
Oh, I'm
I'ma
a
just-
Virgo. What do
I'ma
you
just
want from
sit
me?
over
Well,
here.
Eve does her research, so
I'm saying clapback moment
She in
hashtag. But I do want to get into news and gossip because that's like the most fun part ever.
AfterBuzz TV News.
She's smiling because she already knows I did my homework. And y'all know I like
you do your
videos. I
research
like
too, huh?
pictures. Oh, of course I do, girl. So I'll leave it to the discretion of my engineer so he can pick up whatever he wants to put out first, and I'm sure I can talk about it. Oh look, it's TiffanyHines.com.
Oh, who's that?
nice.
Let's hit play.
Grandma said, at times you feel a sting. There'll be sharp turns and uphills and closed doors. Then she said, hold on to your faith. Don't be scared, go out there. Just stand up. My brother, sister, hold on to the real thing that matters. Cause no one's gonna have to wanna say
Yes! Get it!
You're really great.
So that is...
Me singing?
Yes!
Yeah, when I first moved here to LA, I was a dancer, singer, actress, and they were like, you have to choose. So, so I've been acting for a long time. I did step away from my singing for a bit, but yeah, I miss it.
Well, it was good. Round of applause. Round of applause. All right, so then let's go to...
What else do you have?
Oh, pictures. Fun pictures. I love this, though. So I found, because, I Insta-stalk everybody that's on our show.
She does.
And you were volunteering at the LA Mission.
Yeah,
and
the
it's
LA
such a-
Kitchen.
Oh, Kitchen. Sorry, I've been to the
Yeah.
LA Mission. I volunteered down there, so it's totally different. But
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool that you take the time to still do that.
It's really important for me to give back. I feel like, especially being an actor, it's such a roller coaster ride. And so when God blesses me with, being able to work, I'm just like, I feel so grateful. I'm always about like, take the blessings in and throw them back out. So, we have such a very hard homeless situation in our town. So I always like to do things for the homeless. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Christmas Day and Thanksgiving Day, a lot of the food kitchens are not open. So I'll usually, if I don't go home for Christmas or Thanksgiving, I'll cook for my friends. And then we take the food and put it into containers, and then we'll put it in, whatever, and we'll go down like Hollywood Boulevard and we'll look for like the homeless to like hand out food. But what I really love about LA Kitchen is that not only do they bring in chefs, these are real chefs. Like these are chefs that, you know, work at restaurants and everything, and they come in and they donate their time. And then what you can do is you can go in, you can do food prep and like chop things up, you know, for them before they cook the food for the homeless. But it's a really beautiful charity.
Awesome.
I love it.
I love it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's go on to our next picture. So we do
my
TBTs, Throwback Tuesdays. All our guests go through it. I can't believe you found this. For those of you on iTunes,
Oh my gosh.
we have a very mini picture.
This is baby Tiff.
Yes.
baby, too.
Look at those braids.
Little
Oh yeah, braids
Okay.
is popping. Mama had that on point. You see a little tennis outfit?
In the visor,
Yeah.
yes. I'm sure.
was a-
James,
it's
shout
a
out to
theme.
you and your tennis background. It was meant to be.
Mama actually wanted me to play tennis, and Daddy wanted me to play soccer, and then I ended up choosing ballet.
Well, there you go.
Sorry, guys.
Even
Right?
split.
Whoops.
Yeah.
And then we'll just go through the years.
Oh my goodness. So this is me, 3 years old. This is my ballet. My very first recital. I was Mary's little lamb, and I killed it. I was the only person on stage that remembered the routine. I just remember
Come
being
through.
up there and being like, wait, that's that song that we do in class. And then the other little girls are like crying or like staring, and I was like, oh no, I got this. I know this dance. I got this. And scene. And everyone was very proud.
Cool.
Super cute.
And then like just multi-talented all over the place. What is that?
This is me playing the violin. After I wasn't going to be a tennis star, my mother was like, well, she'll be first violin, clearly. And we'll give up this ballet thing. And she will be first chair in an orchestra. So I did play the violin. I was anybody that plays instruments, I was a Suzuki kid. And I played until 11th grade.
Oh, wow.
And then I quit to dance. Again, I was like, guys, do you not understand? This is what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to dance.
Like these feet were made to dance. And then look at that headshot.
Hey.
Now is this in LA?
This is one of my first headshots. Actually, I think this headshot was the one that I sent in that ended up getting me Beyond the Break. It was literally one of the first headshots I ever had in LA. I don't know if I ever told you the story about how I ended up in LA, but I was like, oh, I want to be in music videos, so I'm going to go out for dancing. So I went to this competition that had acting, dancing, modeling, and singing in it, and I placed third in singing. I placed second in modeling, and I placed third in dancing. I was very angry about that, actually. I was like, wait, what? I just did something on point, and you had some guy popping and locking, and he's getting first, but whatever. Not bitter about that at all. And then I ended up placing first in acting, and when that happened, I was like, it literally was like that moment. You know, sometimes there's a moment where God speaks. Like you think you have a plan, but he has another one. So God spoke in that moment, and I was like, oh, so acting, really? Okay, I mean, I guess I'm going to go to LA and see how this works. And I told my parents, I was like, I'm going to be there for a year, and then I'll be home. And that was 14 years ago.
Wow.
You're a little late. You might.
I
not
think they
expecting
know I'm
you?
not
Right,
coming.
right. Well, you know, Mom and Dad, there's something to look forward to because we have more pictures as the years went on. What is that? Would Mom be proud of
Dad's
that?
not supposed to see that one.
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
So I did a show called Backstrom. I'm not a stripper. Okay. Let me just
clarify
throw
that.
that out there. I did play a stripper, and I will never forget the director was like, so we're going to send you to classes because I want this moment where you're like upside down and you like slide down the pole. And I was like, okay, I'm a dancer, but that's like, I've never taken pole dancing classes.
Right.
Like, okay. So I was in these classes for 3 days, which the woman actually was like, you know, usually it takes 3 months for someone to learn this, but good luck to you. And I was like, thank you.
Right.
I'm going to do my best. But yeah, I ended up getting to a place where I was able to flip upside down, grab the pole with my legs, hands free, be like, look, my new hands. And then I slid down the pole to the floor. The things we do for our art.
That's funny. I would have just let go, slid down, and probably like hit my head and be like, all the way.
Oh, there were a couple practice times that happened. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Before I nailed it, you know.
Oh, man.
Oh,
wow.
you just are whipping.
Oh, look at Tiffany's boobs. What?
So I did another thing for charity. I swear it's for charity.
Start off with pigtails, and now we got cupcakes.
Right? I see what you're doing here. So I did another thing for charity. It was called In the Tub, and this is for breast cancer awareness. And there's this guy that does, and by the way, you can still get the In the Tub book. I believe it's on Amazon. But he has actresses, singers, and just different celebrities come in and do these implied nude shoots in the tub, and then all proceeds go toward, or some of the proceeds go towards breast cancer research.
Oh, is it men and women too?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is men and women.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you're out of the hot seat.
Oh,
Those are
thank
all my
God.
pictures.
That was hard.
Wait,
done.
there's one more question. They want to know when is your birthday?
Oh, exactly?
Yeah, like
it's September 2nd. Oh. It usually falls on Labor Day weekend, which
Yeah,
is
that's
hard
Labor Day weekend.
for celebration because you want to call your friends and be like, hey, what are we doing for Labor Day weekend? Everybody's everywhere. And you're like, but don't you love me? Like, don't you want to spend my day with me? And people are like, I'm out of town. Sorry. But yeah, September 2nd.
so September 2nd, you guys. So now they'll find you on your Insta and tell you happy birthday. Probably.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
that
By the
really
way,
excited
I just want to
everyone.
shout out to our fans because this is all new for me. This is clearly my first season on the show, even though it's you guys' fourth. But I just want to say, like, I've felt so much love from our fans, like so much support and love. And I mean, we wouldn't even have a fourth season if it wasn't for you guys. And I just want to say that you guys have a special place in my heart, and I love y'all so much.
Trust me, they love you back.
Yeah. Yes.
Clearly.
Yes. Well, fans, it's time to get to our predictions proportion, so let's do it. Fancy music.
And
Fancy
now,
music. Fancy music.
your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, after seeing all those things, I feel like there's so much to predict. I'll go ahead and start because I would usually put you on the spot.
Yeah.
But you know,
He saw I was ready. I was like,
real talk though, sometimes I'm like, I can't think of prediction. Let's just make Felicia go first. So I'll just put myself in the hot seat. Last week I predicted that Kyle was going to eventually move up the ladder and find a way to be in charge of everything. We saw that she had the opportunity to do that and totally turned it down to be like a team player. So that was really awesome. But I feel like with Jamie doing all this moving about, I think she's, even though she's naive in her own way, she's really clever. And so I feel like her manifesting all these things is going to bamboozle Derrick. And eventually he'll be like, yeah, I think that's what I want. Okay, sure. Because, men are stupid. No offense, McKinley. Talking about Derrick, not you. Your turn.
Hey, men aren't stupid.
Oh, I mean, all straight men are really stupid.
That works for me. Good one. All right, moving on. My prediction, I don't want it to happen because they're both damaged individuals, and I just feel like they should be better off alone and get healed.
everyone's damaged. Tell us.
Right?
Derrick and London, they're going to become a couple. I feel it. I see it happening. I do. Because you saw London, the way she was like, I made a mistake.
I made a hasty
decision. I fill up the turnip truck. I'm going to go back and get them. But yeah, I think it's going to happen. I don't know if in the next episode, but somewhere in the season, there's going to be a reconnecting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't really partake in the festivities.
I can't. I can listen, though.
You could whisper in my ear if I move my headphone back and tell me.
I think James might hear. He's everywhere.
Okay. Guess.
Go for it.
I tried, James. I tried that you were here. I'm going to try every single week. I do not care. I'm shameless. So my prediction for next week is we're going to see Pax kind of get his feelings hurt because he kissed Jamie when he was really excited about his good news that he wouldn't be on the chopping block. He would stay on the team. But her reaction, I couldn't really read it. But I just know he's definitely in the friend zone right now. He just doesn't even realize it.
Right.
But it could backfire on her and she could end up falling for him. But Jamie just seems too deadlocked on Derrick. And I think that I agree with Allie that something's gonna happen with her and Derrick, but yeah, her and Pax are gonna have a moment. I hope it doesn't mess up their friendship. I do think it could change Pax into the old Derrick, because Pax like does everything that Derek does, looks up to him, and old Derek was a hoe, and Pax was
lay it out
already
there.
a hoe.
Right.
So
Tell us how you feel.
a reformed hoe after heartbreak turns back, it regresses and becomes a hoe
new hoe.
again.
Yes.
A renewed new hoe.
Circle of life.
You just
Got
said the
it.
word hoe at
Sunday
least
hoe.
10 times in one sentence.
Give or
I'm
take.
going for a Guinness Book World Records.
Okay. Ho, 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 ho.
I can't. I'm done. Good night. Good night.
Oh, anyways. Okay, wow. Well, this was fantastic. We had so much fun with you. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Woo.
Always a good time.
And thanks to our co-hosts at home. Thank you guys for partaking. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're on iTunes, do the same. Rate us 5 stars. We'd love that. But also, we love when you continue the conversation with us. So be sure to follow all of us on our social media handles. I'm at yours truly, Alikona, with underscores between all words.
Again, my name is DeShaude, and I'm at DeShaude, kind of like Madonna, just one word, no numbers, no underscores, nothing. Thanks, Mom.
That's so hardcore. I feel so unimpressive. I'm at Tiffany Hines, just my name, how you spell it, TiffanyHines on both Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm Felicia Michelle on Instagram at It's Felicia Michelle. And I'm tweeting you guys, so I don't want to be like a late millennial. So I'm on Twitter. Don't laugh. I'm really trying. I'm on Twitter at #1 hates fee.
Can I just say, though, really quick to all our fans, that when you look up Felicia Michelle on Instagram, she's got the little TM by her name, like trademark. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, she's fancy.
She's legit. You hear me?
I just feel like there's just not another one. It's just not another me. It's just like there's not another Tiffany, not another DeShaude, and not another Alikona.
Unique, baby.
Hey. All right, well, fans, thank you again one more time for joining us. Next week, we will have Jody Lynn O'Keefe in the house. But in the meantime, we love you, and we will see you then.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.